The queens all enter the workroom and do the usual of congratulating Tiny for surviving the lip sync, and Tiny thanks them. She then says that she feels bad for sending home Licia and how it felt wrong to send home a sister. Pave then gives Tiny a hug and tells her that she better get used to sending home a sister because she's gonna be doing that a lot, getting some laughs from the others. Tiny then tells Pave he might need to listen to the lip sync song this week a bit early to prepare for his floppy in the challenge, getting a dramatic gasp from Pave.
While yes, it felt wrong to send home Licia, I can't get caught up in my feelings when it comes to this competition because girl, I'm here to win.
Fleury then excitedly congratulates Mama on winning the challenge, followed by the others. Mama then thanks the queens and she then says she'll be expecting another win this week, but Pudding then says what you wanna do isn't exactly what you're gonna do. Then Silver tells Pudding maybe she can get a placement that isn't just safe this week, and Pudding shadow flips Silver off.
Pudding talks a big game in this competition even when her track record is just safe.
Girl, I don't know why Silver is trying to get into my business. He just keeps proving my point he's fake and nobody can see it.
Miku then asks the queens what challenge they hope for next. Lalamon says she hopes for the ball and or any other fashion-related challenge. Silver then hopes for a comedy challenge, and Pave says Silver never made anyone laugh before, getting a few laughs from the queens, and Silver rolls his eyes also laughing. Fleury then says she would love an acting challenge, and Lalamon says she's dreading any sort of acting or improved challenge. Pudding then says that the others could tell after the advert challenge, and Lalamon rolls her eyes, telling Pudding at least judges notice her other than Pudding sinking into the background.
I want Pudding gone. Every time she talks, she brings the mood down, and it's constantly negative every time she speaks.
Stario asks if anyone thinks a fight will happen this week, and Fleury says that Stario is gonna be causing the fights just like she did last week. Stario scoffs and says she wasn't causing any fights, she was just stating a fact on how Silver was being shady as hell in the musical. Silver then tells Stario he didn't sabotage her, she just is a bad dancer and bad actor, and how she's basically just Pudding's lapdog. But before Stario could reply, production walks in to tell the queens to get ready for Musa to announce the challenge.
Girl again with production saving Silver's ass. He can deny all he wants, but it's so obvious there. I say he was the sole reason why Ember went home, and I don't even care about her.
Hello, my queens. Welcome to the fourth leg of the race for Holland's first drag superstar. Now then, this week we won't be having a mini challenge, but to make up for that, we will be having the most iconic challenge to end all iconic challenges.
Oh, hell no is this bitch about to say.
That's right, we will be playing the Snatch Game.
Genuinely, what the fuck?
You will have to pick a character and improvise as them and volley with your other queens. Now then, good luck, and y'all better not fuck this challenge up.
Snatch Game is gonna be interesting. This is the challenge where we are really gonna see who is gonna top the charts. I mean, seriously. Have you ever heard of a winner who didn't do good in a Snatch Game? Okay, well maybe Mr. Smithers, but nobody likes him anyways.
Thank God it's the Snatch Game. I'm literally the comedy of the Hedgehog brothers. These bitches better watch out.
The queens all split up to go work on their Snatch Game characters. Miku, Lalamon, Tiny and Pave are all working together. Tiny then asks who the queens will be playing for Snatch Game. Lalamon then asks who Tiny will be playing, and Tiny pulls out a white wig and a cane. Lalamon looks confused and Tiny tells her she will be doing her grandfather Cranky Kong, the head of the legendary Kong dynasty. Pave then says is gonna love seeing Tiny dressed as her old man. Miku then confesses her concerns for Tiny this week. Tiny then says she's worried as well, but she hopes she will be able to turn it out.
Last time, we had a comedy-esque challenge, which was last week I was in the bottom, but I hope this week I could at least be safe.
Tiny then asks who the others will be playing. Lalamon says she will be doing Rosemont. Pave then asks if Lalamon knows Rosemont personally, and Lalamon says she doesn't. She says Rosemont was actually her inspiration for drag and how she paved the way for all the fierce Digimon queens. Miku asks if Lalamon knows how to make Rosemont funny. Lalamon looks a bit nervous and says she could find a way since she's been following her craft for years.
Okay, well, sure, I might not have a great idea on how to do Rosamund for Snatch Game. I hope I can at least do something, because I refuse to be the girl who gets eliminated on Snatch Game.
So apparently Liliman doesn't have idea on how to make Rosemond funny. Girl, if you're gonna pick an icon like Rosemond, you have to find a way to make her funny, especially during Snatch Game.
Tiny looks at Micah Station and asks her why she has 2 wigs. Miku giggles to herself before saying she will be playing 2 characters, gagging the 3 around her. Pave then asks who will she be playing, and Miku says she will be doing the Kagame twins, who are her drag siblings. Lalamon wishes Miku luck and hopes she can do her siblings well.
Well girl, I have to slay. Not only am I doing 2 characters, it's my 2 besties. Even if they blacklisted me from Philippines, I'll slay as them. If not, they're gonna sick that weird French pig at me.
Lilamon then asks who will Pave be doing, and Pave says he will be doing the icon, the queen bee herself, Beyonce.
Is she for real?
Pave doesn't know that everyone who plays Beyonce either does boring work or just flops.
Tiny then tells Pave he has some big shoes to fill, not only because he's doing Beyonce, but also because everyone who does Beyonce flops terribly. Pave then says is confident and has done Beyonce before at his shows.
I know everyone thinks I'm gonna flop, but I'll be real. I think I'll be the first person to actually do Beyonce correctly and not be boring.
Tiny then says there's a difference between doing Beyonce songs versus doing Beyonce impersonations at shows, getting some laughs from the others. Meanwhile, Pudding and Staryu are brainstorming ideas on how to do Snatch Game. Staryu asks who Pudding will she be doing, and Pudding says she will be doing Ione as Lola Fish during Drag Race Philippines, and Staryu looks a bit gagged.
What the fuck did Pudding just say? She's doing a character of a character? No comment, even if she is my good sis.
Staryu then asks if Pudding knows how to play her character, and Pudding says she can't do worse than Ione during the Snatch Game. It's more just her making fun of Ione's performance, and Staryu looks more worried. Pudding then asks Staryu who she plans on playing for this week's Snatch Game, and Staryu says she'll be playing Misty, her grandmother, and Pudding says she's gagged that Staryu isn't doing Starmy, getting a laugh from Staryu.
I really hope this is finally the week the judges notice me and my drag. Honestly, I should have been in the top week 1, but dare I say it, because the queens will just use it to hold more of a grudge.
The two start helping each other out with their impersonations. Pudding then asks if Staryu is gonna keep going at it with Silver, but Staryu says she'll think about stopping, but if he wants to keep up the drama she'll keep it up, but as for now she's just pretending Silver doesn't exist from now on. Staryu then asks what Pudding is feeling about the situation, and Pudding says she knows Silver is just working the crowd and playing the victim card, and everyone's delusion for believing it.
Low-key, this drama is getting annoying simply because everyone is now getting mad at me. Like, what the hell is that about?
Silver, Mama, and Fleury are all working together. Mama asks who Fleury will be doing, but Fleury tells the two to guess. Mama guesses Amanda Lepore, and Silver guesses Camilla from Philippines, but Fleury says that Mama was correct and that she'll be doing Amanda. Silver then says Fleury better clear, unlike the first two Amandas on Snatch Game, getting some laughs from Fleury and Mama.
I really don't think playing Amanda is exactly stressful, more like a soon-to-be bother, because I really have to stand out to be in the top.
Fleury then asks who Silver and Mama will be playing. Silver says he will be playing Dr. Eggman, and he says that he's been occasionally doing Eggman impersonations with his two drag siblings, and Silver then asks who Mama will be doing, and she says she's gonna be doing Gordon Ramsay. Silver chuckles and asks if Mama could give them a sneak peek, and she does, getting a laugh from the other two.
I definitely do think my biggest competition for another win is Silver and Fleury, but not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm gonna slay.
The three continue to work, but Tiny calls the group all together. Tiny then says that she feels like to have a good Snatch Game, some drama needs to be sorted out. Pudding then rolls her eyes. Silver then says he'd love to hash things out, but before the queens could actually start talking, production walks in to tell the queens to get ready for Snatch Game.
Well, I tried. Unfortunately, it was too late. Hopefully, either Pudding or Silver goes home so the drama ends, more hoping on Pudding.
Miku will be playing the Kagame twins. Mama will be playing Gordon Ramsay. Fleury will be playing Amanda Lepore. Pudding will be playing Ione as Lola Fish. Staryu will be playing Misty. Tiny will be playing Cranky Kong. Lilamon will be playing Rosemon. Pave will be playing Beyonce. Silver will be playing Dr. Eggman. Silver, Mama, Tiny and Fleury had a great performance.
I think I did super good this week. I was fully cooked. Meanwhile, some other queens were serving raw, and I mean raw, mama.
Lilamon, Hatsune Miku and Pave had a good performance.
Well, I surprisingly didn't do that bad. I'd like to think I made Rosamund proud with my performance, and hopefully I'll be safe.
Staryu had a bad performance.
Well, shit, I really thought I ate that up, but I barely made Musa laugh, and everyone looked uncomfortable near me.
Pudding flopped the challenge.
This is fucking bullshit.
The queens walk back into the work room after Snatch Game, some looking more excited than others. Tiny congratulates everyone on having a good Snatch Game. Pave then said some had a good Snatch Game, getting some laughs from the group. Tiny then says she wishes to hash out the drama from the others. She then turns the attention to Silver and Pudding and asks what's the tea with them. Silver says he feels like Pudding had a target on his back the moment he walked into the room. Pudding then says Silver has been playing the victim card after he's been using the rest of the cast like Mama and Fleury. Silver then screams at Pudding, saying that he would never use someone just to get ahead of the competition, and how he's been fully genuine the entire season.
I'm honestly tired of Pudding and her tantrums the entire season, and after her Snatch Game performance, I pray she goes.
Staryu then says that Silver set up mostly everyone during the rusical. Silver rolls his eyes and tells the two he's done with the conversation and walks off. Pudding then says she said what was needed to be said before the working off. Staryu was about to say something before Flurry cut her off, and then she told everyone to work on their runway looks, and so everyone leaves.
Well, that didn't go how I expected it to. If anything, it went worse than I hoped it would. Well, looks like we are gonna have to live with this for another week.
Cover girl, we don't want to get copyrighted. Don't do it, YouTube. Welcome to the main stage of Cartoon Drag Race Holland. This week we hosted our very own Snatch Game. Now then, let's meet our judges. First, Katie and Sadie, and now special guest judge, we have the iconic red guy all the way from Cartoon Drag Race Season 9 and 10. Now then, this week we will see our queens' runways. So category is Neon Nights. Now then, let's see how they did.
Silver slayed the runway.
Well, not only did I eat up Snatch Game, I ate up this runway. I think I have this win guaranteed.
Tiny, Pave and Staryu had a great runway.
Low-key worried that I'll be put into the bottom two, but I think my look this week was amazing, so maybe that could save me.
Flurry, Mama, Miku and Lalamon had a good runway.
Snatch Game was pretty good for me. I don't think I'll be winning. And that's simply because of the runway. Silver slayed all of us and Snatch Game.
Well, took a risk playing to characters, and I would like to think I did pretty good. This runway is so adorable, I think I might wear it on tour.
Pudding had a bad runway.
If I call up your name, please step forward. Silver, Pave, Staryu, Mama, Pudding, and Flurry, you represent the tops and bottoms this week. Silver, congratulations, you're the winner of this week's challenge. Flurry and Mama, you're both safe. Good work, ladies.
Yep, absolutely correct the way Pudding's face cracked. When I was announced the winner, it was amazing.
I'm very proud of myself and Silver for doing well in Snatch Game. I think I'm being recognized as a force in this competition now.
Pave, Staryu, and Pudding, I'm sorry, my dears, but you all represent the bottoms. Pave, you're safe, which means Staryu and Pudding, I'm sorry, my dears, you're up for elimination.
Pudding isn't matching the song's energy. Staryu had a good lip sync. Pudding had a bad lip sync.
Staryu, Shantae, you stay. Pudding, while your stay was short, you made yourself a force to be reckoned with. In an argument, now then, sashay away.
The queens all enter the Untucked Lounge. Silver jokes that it finally feels more quiet around here, getting a few laughs from the others. Mama asks how Staryu is feeling and she says she's fine. She says she hopes at least the drama will die down. Lilamon then says hopefully Staryu won't cause more drama. Staryu scoffs and walks to the back of the Untucked Lounge. Meanwhile, the rest of the queens congratulate Silver on her win. He thanks everyone and says how he's felt so happy being on her uphill trajectory. Flurry gives Silver a hug and says he deserves it. Staryu eventually comes back to the rest of the queens and clocks how Miku seems to be a bit upset and asks what's the tea. Miku says how she felt she should have been in the top, getting a side-eye from Silver and Tiny. Lilamon then says that Miku did fairly average this episode. Miku stares at Lilamon looking a bit upset. Pave then says he also thought Micah's Snatch Game was a bit boring. Miku rolls her eyes and says it's just her opinion. Tiny then quips in with it's a biased one, getting some laughs from the others except Miku.